First of all, in our initial rehearsals for the stage production, and I probably get this from my mother hates to be referred to as her mother. She's a human being in her own right. I said to everyone, okay, we're not going to call her mama, okay? When the script says it, that's fine. But in the playbill, this woman has a name. Her name is Lena Younger, okay? And Kenny looked at me and said, okay. So then Kenny kept saying to me that he wanted her strong. He wanted a strong woman, a strong woman. And I'm looking at him thinking, yeah, okay. There are many ways for a woman to be strong. And then one day he said, no, see, she comes from this time. And it was because of my work in August Wilson that I understood this. Time. Time. She came from the beginning of the 20th century, out of Mississippi into Chicago. Okay. I said to Kenny, all right. And I said, okay, this is happening in 1959, and she's 55 years old. That means she was born, he said, in 1904. I said, that's the year that August Wilson's Gem of the Ocean takes place. And then I understood it from my own background. I thought, of course, this woman grew up in rural Mississippi. She grew her own food. That's why this plant is so important. This is a woman who knows how to make butter. I knew this from my own experience because my grandmother, my father was born on a farm, and I visited this farm a lot as a child. And I remember my great aunt churning butter. And I remembered my experience in gathering eggs and figs and working in the gardens and said, oh, I know who she is. But there was this other component, the mature woman component. It can't be just about being strong. There's something there. And then I thought about this husband, Walter Younger. And I began to see her in another way. This was the only man this woman had ever loved. And she loved him in every way that a woman could. She loved him so much she forgave his indiscretions. That's powerful. This comes at a time when African Americans, her birth, the time in which she was born, she could reach back and touch slavery. A time when people weren't allowed to have families. Having a family has another significance here. This is of great significance. Holding this family together, watching this family grow, instilling values in these people that will see them through. And then to see the changes generationally that are happening from her time to her son's time to her young daughter's time, where she comes in questioning the existence of God because she's taken some kind of course and considers herself more intelligent than everyone else because she's in college. But it is her mother who gives her the greatest lesson on what it is to love. And when is the time to love the most? When somebody's done good or when they're at their lowest? When is the time to love? It's the greatest lesson she'll ever learn. And she doesn't learn that in the college classroom. She learns that from her mother. But back to this man. Kenny was talking about his grandmother being strong and chopping wood. And I understood all that. My great Aunt Fanny chopped wood. My grandmother, I said, right, okay. Then I said, Kenny, how many children did your grandmother have? He said, 11. I said, 11 children? Did that happen chopping wood?
We have to take a break there on that note. And we'll come back and just talk a few more questions summing up.
Okay.